Hey there, guess you're my master then. I'm a foreign class. And sorry if it's a pain in the neck, but I can't give you my true name. It's a real long story, but calling me Ian and Anku should work just fine. I think.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Void. I'm Brian, your host, and today it's time to talk about another fan servant. This time, my own foreigner servant, Connla. Now, as you can tell from the opening, this Connla is gender-bent, and as you can tell by the title, she's from a Lostbelt. So, gotta explain that real fast. To find out the full story of who Connla is in proper human history, you can go check out the video here, but to summarize, he is Ku Kullen's son that Ku murdered. And the idea for my version of Connla comes from an idea of an Irish Lostbelt. The split for this Lostbelt would technically happen when Connla was born a girl, but more importantly it happens when Connla and Ku fight. When Ku decides he wants to be a sore loser and pull out Gaybulk to kill Connla for basically besting him in a one-on-one combat, he hesitates in this version, allowing Connla to disarm her father and run him through the heart. Now, she did not mean to kill him, obviously. She just wanted him to submit. But Gaybulk technically being active in this moment meant that her thrusting it meant that she could not miss. And therefore, she committed patricide. And this is where the Morrigan comes in, because the Morrigan would be the Lostbelt King of Ireland. She knows the deaths of warriors and how they're supposed to die, and she immediately understands this is not supposed to happen. So, in both rage and kind of a panic, she goes directly into motion. She banishes Connla into like this little pocket dimension kind of thing, and then goes to take over all of Ireland, specifically to keep it stagnant so that she could find and understand what broke so that she could fix it. But as the Lostbelt progresses with the tree stabilizing it, over those countless centuries, the Morrigan kind of loses the plot a bit. She gets to the point where she understands something's wrong, but she can not remember what it is. Her just kind of over-analyzing of the situation just kind of broke her brain, so she refuses for anything to progress at all, and does not actually remember the reason why. Though she would be convinced that the tree would help her find what's wrong, so she allows that at least. And that's why this Lostbelt exists. A very unstable Lostbelt, but a Lostbelt nonetheless. Meanwhile, during all that time, when Connla is floating around in that pocket dimension, she comes in contact with an... But now let's talk about the abilities of Connla, and while I do this, I'll add a little extra details for this version of her. Though the first ability is one that, conceptually, any Connla should have. It is the 3 vows. This ability is mostly detrimental as it seals Noble Phantasm, increases the attack, but decreases the defense, and puts a self-target on her. This ability is based on the 3 Gias that Ku gave Connla even before she was born. And these Gias are that she can never give her name, she can never turn back when she has started her journey, and she cannot turn down a fight. And these 3 vows, especially the first one, are what led to her proper human history counterpart dying at the hands of her father. They are even things that Ku himself admits that it was a mistake to give them to his child. So with that in mind, yeah, it does give the attack boost because it's just straightforward going into fights and everything, so need to be ready to fight, but everything else about it is highly detrimental. These are more curses than anything. But then we get beneficiary with her second skill, the Hound's Lineage. This skill allows her to heal herself, increase her NP gauge, and also apply Invincibility Pierce. Now, despite the hindrances that she has, Connla does have a lot going for her. She is the daughter of Cú Chulainn, Ireland's most famous hero, and Alfie, the sister of Skahak, while also being trained by Skahak. Connla truly does have pretty much everything going for her to be stronger than her father. In fact, she is stronger than Ku. If not for using Gaybolg, the cursed spear that kills anything it's thrust upon, Ku would have lost to his own child. And then finally, her third skill is... And finally, her Noble Phantasm. It's a single target, quick Noble Phantasm called Gaybolg Imperfect. Because, yeah, at this point, Gaybolg is broken. It's snapped in half, the blade's chipped, and it's being wielded by someone who doesn't really know how to use it. So, what it really just does is inflict heavy damage, decrease the defense of the opponent, and apply curse. Most of the power comes from Connla herself, because she can't fully utilize this thing that she basically took from her father. But that is not the end of it. Because remember, she is a foreigner. There is more to this story.
Thank you for treating me so well in spite of what I am. I was planning on leaving as soon as you enabled me to reach this state. But I admit, I have this nagging sensation in the back of my head. You may continue to call me Connla, and I will continue to stay by your side. I wish to see where you take me, O Master mine.
While floating out in the pocket dimension that the Morrigan forced her into, something contacts Connla. Something dark and ancient and incomprehensible. It offers her a way out. A way to get back to her home to fix what went wrong. All that it wants in exchange is that she take it with her. That she take it to the tree. Connla, not having many other options, of course agrees to this, and asks this entity what's its name. The entity, much like Connla, cannot give its name. It must not be named. But it gives a title, and she may call it the King in Yellow. And that is the name of Connla's third skill. This skill inflicts terror, increases Noble Phantasm damage, increases critical damage, and also gains critical stars each turn. The amount of stars given increases as the turns pass. And with this new form, we get the true power of Connla's Gaybolg. Gaybolg Corrupted. It is still a single target, quick Noble Phantasm, with all the same abilities, with two added bonuses. First being that it increases quick effectiveness now, because it is now powered by a foreign god, and is fused with its wielder. The true power can fully be utilized, and more. And then, of course, it has the chance to inflict death, with that chance increasing with overcharge, much like normal Gaybolg. And this is the true power of my fanservant Connla. And also being a true foreigner, i.e. one that is possessed by an outer god, is also actually the reason why I decided to gender bend her. You see, my friend had a theory, and it's a theory that is pretty sound, that every true foreigner must be a female host. Look at all the true foreigners that have appeared in Fate Grand Order. Abigail Williams, Hokusai, who the main host is truly Aoi, and then so on and so forth. All of them are possessing women. So I kind of just followed along with that logic and made this version of Connla. But really, what do you think of my version of Connla? Personally, I am so happy with how both versions came out. And of course, thank you so much, Kama, for doing the art for both versions of Connla. She is amazing at what she does, and I still have more fanservants in the future, and you can expect to see more art from her. And also, speaking of art from her, card plug! Hey, you clicked on this video, so I'm sure you're a fan of Fate Grand Order. And if you are, you may enjoy the fan servants that I created. I have Saber, Brian Boru, Archer, Hua Mulan, and so on and so forth. The first video will be linked at the end of this video, so you can check it out. And if you do enjoy those videos, perhaps you'll even enjoy art cards. I have produced art cards for all of the servants that I have created, and you can buy them using the link in the description below. Buying these will not only support this channel and myself a lot, it is also going to support the artist. We are splitting the profits on them. So yeah, once this video is over, be sure to check those out, and check out the link in the description below for the cards. And also, thank you to Aipacalypse for providing the voice. Did an amazing job. You can check them out in the links in the description below. Give them a lot of love. And with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time in the void. Later.